let's see if we can measure how low and how high our voice or our client's voice is able to go. We're back at this person right here, which is me, and I can click on the plus icon to make a new measurement. I can make as much measurements as I want, and when we're going to record VPR, going to record the vocal performance range, we could instruct our client to glide on a tone to the lowest frequency they could go and breathe maybe in between and glide upwards to the highest frequency they could go. You can do that in 1 or 2 or 100 recordings. That doesn't really matter because all of these recordings are put into this diagram for this person. Now, let's see how that goes. And let's also produce, maybe for the sake of the experiment, some vocal fry. So we can see how vocal fry is going to look in this diagram, because at least in my way of thinking about voice, the vocal fry isn't really part of the total voice range. So we will need to delete that a little bit to see the true total vocal range. So let's record the VPR and let's make a few gliding tones. So this was what happened in this single recording. Of course, I can click recordings again, and I can view all of these different tries right here. Click and drag to select a part. This was the part where my voice changed register. And let's go back. What we're probably more interested in is what our chest register versus our head voice has done. And we can see the vocal fry right here. So this is these small red parts. That was probably also where the voice was the most irregular. When you've selected the vocal performance range, you can click Options and click Eraser to activate the eraser function, and you can deselect those sounds to just get them out. And then we will reach one firm line. And now, when we look at the diagram right here and the key measurements, we see that the true lowest frequency was 85 Hertz. And the true highest was 574 Hertz, which is D5. So this is the total range of my voice at the moment, or at least in these recordings, in this try. Now, let's say that I warmed up my voice more and I'm just going to add a new recording to it to see if I can reach any lower, for example. Then I can just click record again and make a new recording on top of it, and it will add it to this. Now, let's say that I make a new recording, but I kind of mess up a little bit, and I don't think that this measurement belongs here. For example, something like this. Now, something happened here, and I cannot really discern it from the rest of the voice. So let me find that out by clicking recording and seeing that in this second recording, this happened. I can check it by clicking it and listening to it. And if I think I need to delete this, I'm just going to click delete and click yes. And then it's gone from my total measurement system. Clicking another profile, like the speech range profile or the song range profile actively next to the vocal performance range is going to make it more of a schematic drawing. So it's still the same data. When you deselect the other profiles, you can see more detail again, but the schematic approach will work better when you're overlaying a song or overlaying speech on top of this. Now, last thing to do is when you're coaching your client to see how high or how low they can go, you may want to click a piano tone to hear that frequency. For example, so you can click, hear the voice, replicate it, and see if that maybe helps your client to move more towards that tone. So this is one of the things that our clients use it the most for, but of course you can do way more with it, and we're going to make way more videos about what you can measure, but measuring the voice range is one of the most interesting things.